Hey everybody, welcome back to Starfyre Gaming. I am Sir Joseph, and this is Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. We are trying to hunt down Shivaro, or whatever her name was, the Madam of the 10,000 Delights, or I should say the former Madam of the 10,000 Delights. I went and found her off camera, so you guys didn't have to see me trying to do that. And with that, let's go get her. Alright, so after we grab her, we will then go talk to Nocticula. And see about getting this adventure going on farther. We still got to see if Arueshalae will talk to us about her dreams. But we'll talk to Nocticula before that. Alright, this fire pit is where she's at. Let's see what happens here. Well, well, what a sweet little bird. We're gonna eat you up. You pathetic lowlifes, don't you recognize me? I'm Shivaro, Madam of the 10,000 Delights. Damn it, forgive us, mistress. Please don't kill us. Have mercy. You, because of you, I lost everything, and now I have to deal with this scum. Now I shall settle the score. Hey, you scum. I will spare anyone who helps me kill this mortal. Higato.
We will be victorious.
Did I mess up again? I will resist!
Nice try. Didn't work though.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Oh, his land. Gosh dang it.
The light take you!
Ooh, F no. Forward!
Come on.
Prepare yourself.
Lots of misses, and she's held. Blue got his butt handed to him there. Some good hitting there.
We won't falter.
Desna, guide my hand.
That was some huge missing there. Let's summon an Earth Elemental. More importantly, a Shadow Demon. I land.
You won't survive me.
She's almost dead. I think you're doing okay.
Into the fray!
Alright, Shivaro's down. That's good. Right? Yep.
Strike with all your might.
Make your peace.
Alright. Get our reward from Herex. Means we have to go back to the Nexus. Blue-ray Charisma, Mighty Fists, Ring of Luck, Cloak of Resistance, Masterwork, 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 +2 Scimitar, +2 Plate, and +2 Ring of Protection. Alright, so let's go back to the bar, so we go back to the Nexus. Drop off Arueshalae, because she doesn't want to go into the 10,000 Delights. Then go into the 10,000 Delights, get our reward. Oh, Blue has beat the heck up, ain't he? Um, 10,000 Delights. Do 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 do. Evidently, Blue's not allowed into the 10,000 Delights. Herex greets you with a regal gesture. My favorite guest, welcome to the 10,000 Delights. Shivaro is dead. Herax's laughter is light and cheerful, as if you were discussing an inconsequential matter rather than murder. What excellent news! You are my hero, my knight in shining armor. I've heard it said that on Golarion it is customary for a lady to grant her knight some token as a sign of her affection. Let this remind you of your friend in the 10,000 Delights. Headband of the Wise Negotiator. Nice. I have to go. Herax's voice turns languid and slightly petulant. You will come back to me, won't you? I'll miss you. Don't keep me waiting too long. Alright, back to the Nexus to pick back up Arueshalae. And then we'll head off to talk to Nocticula. Terrace. Drop ourselves a little bit of healing. Well, some healing for everybody, some general healing. We've got several people that are hurt.
Rely on me.
And then we got to get Blue all the way back up, or at least close to all the way back up. Wouldn't do good to get ambushed and have Blue get hammered. That's a restoration. It's a heal. Let's just hit him with a heal here. There we go. Now we're ready to rock.
Follow me.
Take a little bit of time in case we get ambushed along the way, because we are in a demon city, and we have been ambushed several times in said demon city.
March on. Onwards.
And we were not. Yay! Alright, let's come up here. Talk to Nocticula. Oh, evidently we have to go upstairs this time. Nocticula grants you a magnanimous smile. Are you finished with your business and ready to hunt down Hepzimira? Now, all that stuff we didn't have time to talk to her last time because I had to go to work. I killed Willidus, your court mage. Nocticula shows no hint of sadness. I am aware of this, of course. It is lamentable in a way, since his fear of me was strong enough to make him impeccably loyal. Reading. Lovely. However, his death is but a single move in a much larger game. In games like this, losing a few pawns is unavoidable. I want to ask you about other powerful denizens of the Abyss. Are you interested in one of my servants, or do you wish me to tell you something about your enemies? What is your relationship with Arueshalae? She works for me. Isn't it obvious? Lady Vorlesh is very talented. She may be the most brilliant and capable mind ever to come from your plane. And the guile she used to betray one demon lord master after another impressed me so much that I offered her a position as my advisor on matters of magic. Naturally, the esteemed Lord Goat and Lord Locust don't know a thing about the betrayal of their faithful lackey, Lady Vorlesh. I plan to keep it a secret for a while longer. Doesn't it bother you that Arueshalae serves another master? Nocticula smiles deviously. I'm not prone to jealousy. Let Discari think Lady Vorlesh serves him still. His bug brain seems incapable of sensing betrayal. As for Baphomet, he, like any talented liar, is most vulnerable when he's trying to deceive someone. He was so pleased to have fooled Discari that he became blind to the treachery that was happening right under his snout. In truth, Lady Vorlish's loyalty is mine alone. Hard to wonder, loyal people that betray other people, are they really that loyal? Especially when they weren't yours to begin with and you had them go betray them? How did Arueshalae become your servant? When the world wound was first opened, it only led to Discari's realm. But then there was another, more powerful breach. The wound expanded, and its paths now pass through my realm, and Baphomet's as well. Before long, all sorts of interlopers had heard about the power contained within the crystals here, and the Midnight Isles were soon overrun with agents from my new neighbors. They flouted my embargo, burrowing greedily into my rocks, stealing my crystals. The main culprit was one, Arueshalae Vorlesh. She was the one who discovered the energies of Naharindian crystals. I had captured her and was about to carry out her agonizing execution when Lady Vorlesh offered me something I desired even more than her death. She entered my service, and her main task since has been to close the world wound. Once it is sealed, my realm will once again be cut off from those of Baphomet and Discari, and their slaves will no longer be able to infiltrate my island with such ease. Do you remember the Elven Archmage who served you thousands of years ago? He's still alive. We know each other. Really? He was well past his youth, even back then. And now, just how old is he? Can mortals even live that long? Well, apart from your immortal Aslanti. Say hello to him on behalf of the Lady in Shadows, and tell him that the one who replaced him has disappointed me immensely with his incompetence. No matter how hard he tried, he can never live up to my magnificent elf. You know, you've managed to surprise me. A rare occurrence for someone who knows just about everything. With a bat of her eyelashes, Nocticula sends you a piercing gaze, one that feels like it's delving into the deepest corners of your soul. Are Baphomet and Discari your allies? The goat and the locust? Allies is too strong of a word for our relationship. Our connection was forged by circumstances, not out of a desire to deal with each other. When the world wound opened, it tied your world to our realms. I did not join my armies to theirs, but I was forced into making peace with them so as to not get bogged down on a tiring and distracting war. If I had the opportunity, I would have met them on my terms and expanded my territories. At their expense, Nocticula indulges herself with a thin smile. Unfortunately, this is not currently possible. By the way, one of them came to me with an offer of an atrocious alliance that involved conceiving little ones together. I'm still contemplating the specifics of my refusal. It needs to be clear and unambiguous. Her ensuing laughter is deep and musical, almost enchanting. Everything is clear to me now. Nocticula just gives you a mysterious smile. I want to know more about you. Recounting my whole story would take longer than your brief mortal life allows. The list of demon lords I've slain is endless on its own, as is the number of islands under my rule. And that's just the past. There's also my future. How did you become a demon lord? Bear in mind that I have always been unique, ever since I was born. I was the first succubus of the abyss, the perfect specimen of my race. I had been enjoying my youth, sharing it with my brother and lover, until the hungry gaze of the demon lord Nahindri fell upon me. That greedy tyrant saw me as a jewel to be added to his treasure hoard. He tried to abduct me. I knew I had no chance of defeating a demon lord, but in that moment I was not thinking at all. I was fighting for my freedom. When it was all over, Naharindi was dead. I eviscerated him, and for many days afterward, blood spewed from his open carcass. First the body turned into stone, then his blood, which had been flowing like a stream, began to crystallize into massive purple glaciers. Now do you see why they are called Naharindian crystals? Perhaps they should be called Nocticulian crystals, because as Naharindi's blood crystallized, so too did my understanding of my power. Soon after, I began my campaign of conquest. I was cunning and swift. The demon lords themselves trembled before me, knowing I could take their very lives. Only when all the abyss spoke my name with terror and reverence did I decide that I had killed enough. I had a realm, I had power I no longer shared with my brother, I had servants, and most importantly, I had safety. No one has ever repeated old Naharindi's mistakes. No one has tried to make me their slave. Are the Midnight Isles really corpses of slain demon lords? Yes, my realm is quite literally built on the bones of my slain enemies. Ironic, isn't it? How did you turn the dead demon lords into islands? Nocticula responds with a mocking smile. Surely you don't expect me to reveal the secret to you. There is no need for mortals to learn the weakness of demon lords. All I can say is that everything started with my desire for revenge. After I had dealt with Naharindi, I was furious at the thought of that vile, lecherous wretch just teleporting over the Rift of Repose, where he could turn to stone and stay there to rot for the remainder of eternity. I wanted to trample his foul corpse, to keep his bloodied body within my sight forever. I yearned to display my glorious trophy to all of the abyss, and that's when my power first manifested. I studied my newfound abilities and learned how to use them. Before long, I possessed not just one island, but an entire archipelago. What do you plan to do next? Subdue all the abyss? Possibly. Or perhaps I have something grander in mind. The abyss? Who cares about the abyss? Nocticula's full-throated laughter rings out like a challenge to the entire world. I have no more questions. It's always nice to indulge one's curiosity. I have a question! From her sleeve, Nenyo produces a pencil and piece of paper. Lady Nocticula, how many copulation partners have you had? I'm making a list for the encyclopedia, and I believe you may take one of the top spots. Sela ties prodding Nenyo's side, but not before the question is asked. For a few moments, Nocticula peers into Nenyo's face and yours, then smiles with the slightest curve of her lips. What matters to me is not quantity, but quality, and I am well ahead of any other Denzians of the Abyss in that regard. That is where we will end this discussion. I'm ready to hunt down Hepzimira. She probably knows about the camp, but I don't think we should tell her about the camp. I only hope you are prepared. Have you brought your strongest companions? On your journey, they will be the only ones you can rely on. You will receive no reinforcements, and you will not see those you leave behind in Alinthia for a long time. Don't dismiss the importance of preparing for the mission. When you are ready, step into this portal. It will take you to my airship. The captain and crew have already received their instructions. And good luck to you, mortal. An extraordinary adventure waits for you. Alright. Well, that sounds like a get your ducks in a row here. So let's go back to the Nexus. Take a rest. Make sure that we've got all of our
Let us be off.
spell slots ready, our hit points up. Give one last chance to talk to, go into Arueshalae's dream. Then decide if we want to use Nocticula's airship or see if we can find that that pilot that we talked to way back when we first got here. Alright, again, kind of take it just a little bit of time. Never know when we're going to get ambushed here in the city.
Let's move.
Well, it doesn't appear we're going to get ambushed again. So back to the Nexus. I think we'll do a really quick look for that that captain of the other ship. That way we're not really beholden to Nocticula. All right, let's go camp.
Follow me.
13 hours. We were getting close to the time anyways. That's good.
All the paladins I've met before behaved very piously. They abhorred frivolity of any kind. You're not like that at all. You're not afraid to be yourself.
The paladins you're talking about? They were easy to break, right? It's easy to break someone who's running from themselves.
Ah, now we can talk to her. Oh, we're just going to go straight there. Okay. I've been thinking, and, well, you see, what I'm trying to say is, extremely embarrassed. Arueshalae's voice becomes progressively quieter until you can barely hear what she's saying. Relax. Now summon your courage. Tell me what you wanted to say. Yes. Yes. Just give me a moment. Sorry. After several deep inhales and exhales, Arueshalae finally pulls herself together and blurts out, I need to go back to my dream, and come with me, please? You look so sweet when you're all shy. Pouting, Arueshalae looks down. We've already been inside your dream several times. Why is it so hard for you to talk about it all of a sudden? Because now I want to try something new, and I need your help with it. I thought this is going to sound odd, and I doubt dreams even work like this, but what if I try to fall asleep inside my dream? To dive deeper into the dream world, what could I find there? What if that's where the answers to my questions are hidden? What if it's Desna herself? Or even me, the real me? But the problem is, the succubus blushes again, her voice dropping to a barely audible whisper. That's where the nightmares are. Someone will have to guard my sleep. Someone who won't get scared of what it is to be seen there. Someone who knows what kind of a monster I used to be and still accepts me. Someone... You need someone you can trust? Arueshalae nods. Yes. Will you help me? Right now, or else I won't ever wake up. Reading is hard. Right now, or else I won't ever work up the courage again. Blah. Of course I'll help. Let's go. Arueshalae's hot fingers touch your hands, and both of you immediately fall into the dream. Arueshalae's dream is still empty. The faint smoky smell of burnt dreams still lingers in the air. Arueshalae throws a cautious glance into the darkness where the nightmares lurk, but there's nothing to see right now. They're there. I know it, she says as an almost inaudible whisper. Arueshalae lies with her head on your lap. You see the features in her, the fearfulness in her eyes. They'll come. I know it. Please don't let them get me. Please. What should I expect? I don't know. I'm too afraid to imagine. This is the world of dreams, the world of my nightmares. Expect anything and everything. Just don't be afraid. Go to sleep. I'll guard you. Thank you. She closes her eyes and falls asleep instantly. It's the first time you've ever seen her sleeping. Her face is unmarked by sadness, worry, or embarrassment. Sleeping within her dream, Arueshalae seems to be at peace and completely innocent. She's so beautiful, isn't she? You can barely make out the features of the shadow standing before you. A sturdy man in his 40s, in a rusty mail shirt. His eyes are two gaping holes, oozing with pus. More than anything in the world, I loved watching her. She knew that, and that's why she took my eyes. Do you believe me? Get lost! How arrogant! You are in the world of dreams. This is my world, hers and mine. It is you who is the uninvited guest here. More shadows emerge from the darkness, their bodies deformed, mutilated. We don't care about you. We are dead. We're not even here. Oh, I tell a lie. We are not part of reality anymore. But now, we're right here with you. The shadow points his finger at the sleeping girl's temple as if aiming a crossbow. And this is the place we'll never disappear from. She will not forget me. She won't forget any of us. Won't ever forgive herself for what she did. The head of this monster is a haunted house. And if you're really going to be with her, you'll have to share this burden. Guilt, regret, memories. Think hard. Do you really want her and all of this baggage? With me, she'll make new memories. One of good deeds and happy days. She will, but we'll spoil those too. A shadow emerges from the crowd. It looks somehow different from the others. It is a young woman in a loose robe with a sacred symbol of a butterfly on her chest. She looks dark, not like the darkness of despair, but like the night sky. You think back when Arueshalae told you her story. You were both standing next to a grave. This must be the priestess whose death prompted Arueshalae's redemption. After our encounter, after Arueshalae killed me, and then realized how much evil she had wrought throughout her life, she fled to a desolate place. She hoped that being far from humans would help her avoid temptation. But all isolation can do is help her unlearn her evil ways. Who, if not humans, can help her learn kindness and love? The priestess looks at you searchingly. Her eyes twinkle like stars. So this is you whom she chose to be her guide in the world of mortals. I hope she made the right choice. Are you the priestess who Arueshalae buried near Green Gates? At least it is her image that I wear. I am just her memory, bitter, painful, but still bright. I am regret, but I'm also hope. On the path that Arueshalae has taken, I am her sorrowful, guiding star. Tell me, what is your name? The priestess makes an apologetic gesture. How can I tell you something she doesn't know? How can I help her find redemption? We are her sorrow, her conscience, her cruel companions who tormented her in exile. But you can become her happiness. We chase her away from her old crimes, but you should show her what she has never known, neither in the abyss nor in the wastelands. You've done so much for her already. You've shown her friendship, camaraderie, taught her to do great things. But now, you have made her dream of something more, something that is both beautiful and deadly. Can you become the one who she will show her how to love? If you are not if you are not sure you're willing to follow this path all the way through, you had better step back now before you break her heart. I love her and I want to be with her. You love me? Arueshalae looks at you, her ruby eyes wide open. Her thin lips part as she moves closer to your face, but forces herself to freeze. Her hot breath burns your cheek. The shadows step back and vanish into the darkness. The dream dissipates. The last thing you hear is the priestess's voice saying, "Take care of her." That was cool. The dream fades away and you are in the real world again. Arueshalae looks at you, embarrassed, trying to find the right words. Thank you. Thank you for being with me. In there. What I said back there in the dream, it's true. I believe you, Arueshalae smiles timidly. And I want you to know that you are so blushing, she drops her eyes. What did you see in your dream? Nothing. I expected to go to another deeper part of the dream world, but I just slept. No dreams at all. I didn't see or hear anything. Only at the very end did I hear your voice. But it was the most important thing I've ever heard. Arueshalae tries to suppress her smile. Are you going to go back to the dream world? Perhaps. I don't know yet. There's nothing in there after all. I guess I'll go back when I have a good reason to. Until then, let's just live in the real world. Welcome back to reality. Thank you. I think, Arueshalae looks away, I think I know now why mortals compare the happiest moments of their lives to dreams. All right. Oh, big stretch. All right, let's take one quick look, see if we can find that captain. If I remember correctly, it's right around the that's the main group. Bad Luck Tavern. Let's. Oh, it's probably this person right here. Come on. The sorceress nods at you affably, though judging by her eyes, her thoughts are far from happy. I'm glad to see you again. Ah! She was the airship pilot. I'd rather pay for her than to be beholden to Nocticula. Let's hope this is the right decision. I need to get to Colyphyr. Can you take me there? The sorceress looks at you surprised. Aren't you worried about the curse hanging over me? You want to take me with you on a long and dangerous expedition anyway? You are either very brave or very careless, though it doesn't matter which. A defiant expression appears on the sorceress's face. We are quite capable of reaching the destination, no matter how long or dangerous the route may be. Starcatcher III never wavers in the face of a challenge. I sincerely hope you've chosen your best companions to go with you, because we won't be able to carry more than 6 people. Also, you should take care with your gear. On a long expedition, you can only count on the things you've brought with you. For 150,000 gold, I can take you to the island in a first-class style. That's a lot of money. I'm going to Colyphyr on a noble mission. Can you offer me a discount? After some hesitation, the sorceress nods. I believe you. If you really need to get there on an important and noble mission, I can lower the price to 100,000. I can't ask for less, for maintaining the ship and crew is no cheap business. Give her 100,000 gold coins. Get your ship and crew ready. We're heading out right away. Milara raises her chin and solemnly pronounces, in that case, Starcatcher III and her crew are at your disposal. The ship waits at the mooring pillars, but you don't need to bother yourself by visiting that nasty, unpleasant place. After you are done with your current business in Arueshalae and are ready to head off, just use this portal. It will drop you right on the deck of Starcatcher III. Alright. Into the portal. You stand in front of the portal, which will lead you to the airship deck. This vessel will take you to Colyphyr, where you will have to fight Baphomet's merciless daughter, Hepzibah. Approach the portal. You have a long and dangerous journey ahead, but there will be no turning back, and you will only be able to rely on yourself and your companions. Before departing on this deadly and dangerous mission, you would be wise to check your equipment meticulously and complete all unfinished business, because the opportunity to come back may never appear again. All right, the only quest we have that is not finished, other than going to this island, is dealing with the big book, and we don't have the book, and so we're just going to go in the portal. Step into the portal. The route marked on the map connects Alinthia to Colyphyr with a black line. It is straight and steadfast, just like the commander himself, determined to catch and slay his enemy, Hepzibah, Baphomet's daughter, at all cost. Starcatcher III easily catches the air currents and guides forward. Discipline, instilled by the grim sorceress called Milara, reigns over the ship. Silent and diligent sailors sweep away the tiniest signs of mess on the deck with the eagerness of zealous inquisitors. Having apparently decided against the game of hide and seek, the hand of the Inquisitor appears on the deck in the flesh, standing unmoving at the ship's prow like a majestic golden statue. One day. We didn't get very far. The map right here. That's as far as we got in a day. That's just going to be a long trip. The voyage is only just underway, but the commander and his crew are already facing their first challenge. Having spotted the lone ship, a flock of harpies rise up from the coastal rocks. Armed with hooked talons and carnivorous grins, they rush upwards, squawking. Eerie, harmonious, and enchanting songs fill the air. The gaze of some sailors go blank as they cast away their lines and walk unsteadily towards the ship's broadside to step into the void, where the sweet-voiced songstresses are waiting for them. Chase the harpies off with weapons fire and battle cries. Even for an experienced archer, hitting a nimble harpy in mid-air is no mean feat. But somehow the crew manages to strike down several well-aimed shots. The screams of fury drown out the enchanting songs, and the crew drives the winged predators away from the ship. With a shriek of disappointment, they continue circling in the distance for a while, but then head off in search of less dangerous prey. 3 more days have passed. Many cultures consider malice and belligerence to be contagious diseases. In the Abyss, one particular place transmits such quarrels in the air like a noxious miasma. This place is Mahara Island, and the ship is flying right over it. Discord sowing whispers fills the thoughts of every crew member. Sailors suddenly begin casting hostile glances at each other, while muted but merciless brawls break out here and there with almost zero provocation. Such is the aura of Mahara Island, the heart of malice and disorder, a cauldron of the affliction known as strife. Captain Milara frowns as she observes the discontented mood reigning on the deck. She retires to her cabin, and just a quarter of an hour later, the situation changes drastically. That's blue. Ah, there we go. Ah, we can avoid this, it looks like, because we chose her instead of Nocticula's crew. A strange, eerie apathy falls over the ship's crew. The sailors look at each other with blank eyes, unable to comprehend why they were ready to lunge at each other's throats just a few minutes ago. The uncanny apathy fades away right after Mahra disappears from the horizon, and only then does Milira return to the deck, looking wan and exhausted. 2 more days. A hurricane of enormous proportions rages towards the ship, threatening to crush the boat like an eggshell. The whirlwind rips a gaping sailor from reading is hard from the tackle and tears him apart in midair. The winds catch the ship and draw it into a deadly dance. The elemental embrace lasts for hours, days, or maybe months. Within the stormy darkness, the chaos of crashing, salty waves, mere moments seems like an eternity. It feels as if the wild winds have subdued even time itself, twisting it into a bizarre spiral. The commander can barely make out the dark shape of the island called Alier below, offering a chance that the ship might seek refuge there. But what dangers await the vessel on land? Would it be smarter to make the valiant attempt to drive through the raging elements? Well, I don't think we should mess with a hurricane. Order a landing on Alier. Fleeing from the storm that shreds the skies like a hawk ripping into a partridge, the ship descends into the dense undergrowth of Alier. Will this decision lead to salvation or damnation? Only time will tell. As a rule, death is associated with cold and desolate places that look entirely unlike the densely forested Alier. But one should not forget this is the abyss. Alive means dangerous. After a night, a day, and yet another night, the hurricane finally blows itself southwest of Alier. The skies clear and the mast no longer shudders from the wind's onslaught. Upon emerging from their hiding places, the sailors report with unpleasant surprise that the hull of the ship is tightly ensnared by vines and tree roots, which seem to have discovered and captured their prey with incredible alacrity. A quick head count reveals that several sailors have gone missing while standing watch on deck. Most probably, they fell prey to the near-sentient predatory plants that have made Alier notorious. Alright, spur them on. Light bonfires. I think bonfires seem to be that we're in a wooden ship. Looks like diplomacy is the best one. Success! A fierce battle rages around the ship. On one side, predatory plants unleash volleys of thorns, waves of suffocating pollen, and grasping vines eager to drag anyone not nimble enough into the thicket. On the other side, screaming sailors chop mercilessly at the entangled vines and embarked branches. The ship is surrounded by a mess of chopped plants, and the sailors eagerly cut hard roots binding the vessel of soil. They work skillfully and ruthlessly, and before long the vessel rises into the air again, carrying the commander and his depleted crew, drenched in blood and plant sap. The outbreak of an epidemic in the close quarters of an airship is a calamity that can easily turn any vessel into a flying mortuary. Grimly cruising in the airstreams, unsurprisingly, the crew is horrified when they notice the first signs of disease spreading on board. In the morning, many sailors find themselves unable to rise to their feet. The afflicted are racked by merciless fever, and several of those most weakened by the journey have already stopped breathing. Neither spells nor mundane cures can seem to help. The hand of the Inheritor, who has been following the situation closely withdraws in silent contemplation. Sometimes later, he tells the commander that for the sake of the success of the mission, he will try to heal the sailors. Entrust the fate to the hand of the Inheritor. As he himself admits, the hand of the Inheritor is an angel of battle, not of healing. But diseases in the abyss are not just maladies of the body, and their dark essences cannot withstand the power of heaven's touch. Where common potions and spells were powerless, the prayers and magic of Iomeda's herald prove extremely potent. The ailing sailors begin to recover. 3 more days. Holy smokes. Every aeronaut dreams of distant voyages, gazing upon wonders, and collecting a bounty after arriving at their destined port. But no one ever dreams of fighting harpies, monstrous storms, carnivorous plants, or invisible but deadly diseases. The crew is tired, rancorous, and craving the opportunity to unleash their anger. Brandishing their cleavers, they surround the commander. Not all of them, of course, but enough to pose a genuine threat. The hand of the Inheritor stands shoulder to shoulder with the commander. A warm glow envelops them both. The angel summons the blessings of heavens to enhance his friend's strength in the event of a fight. The commander tries to calm the mutineers with words. Failed. The crew responds to the commander's call for peace with irritated grunts. Their patience is at an end. They look to quelch their anger with spilled blood. With a sudden yell, the leader of the mutiny rushes the commander. A glow of the angel's blessing bolsters the commanders immensely, but alas, it is not enough. A violent fight breaks out on deck, with blood gushing from countless wounds in the unfolding carnage. Not even the ship itself is spared. An errant saber strikes several sections of the rigging and cleave holes in the sails. The airship, like a wounded bird, veers off of course and begins diving nose first towards the waters of Ishtar. The lethal collision puts an end to the melee, sweeping the combatants clear of the deck. The commander and his companions manage to pull themselves onto a lone rock that juts out of the depths. The other crew members are less fortunate. Wreckage and floating corpses litter the endless ocean for as far as the eye can see. Well, that's not good. The expedition has ended in complete failure, as the commander is trapped without a reasonable prospect of reaching Colyphyr or returning to Arueshalae. After days filled with nothing but subsisting on scraps of food and anxiously awaiting an unknown fate, the dark silhouette of an unfamiliar airship appears on the horizon. It spots the commander and changes course, heading straight for him. The ship approaching the commander sails under the banner displaying Hepzibah's personal emblem. The commander can already see its crew, silent, undead elite warriors in life and now in death, armed with gleaming blades. Commander valiantly attacks the enemy. We need the ship. Commander faces off against Hepzibah's minions with the zeal of a true crusader, but the sides are dramatically unequal. After a brief and bloody fight, the boarding crew swarms the commander and entangles him in nets. Having tied up the commander, the silent thugs throw him into the stale and musty cargo hold. Their captain, an armor-clad, desiccated corpse with flaming red eyes, maintains a something silence, refusing to answer any questions. In the darkness, tracking time proves impossible, but the journey definitely lasts days. Long, excruciating days filled with boredom, bad food, and sickening stench of corpses. Finally, the flight comes to an end. The commander and his companions, still tied up, are dragged out of the cargo hold. 7 days. Maybe we should have gone with Nocticula. Ha! You've been thrown into a cramped, damp cage by Hepzibah's servant. Your captors have confiscated all your gear and equipment. You must rely on your own abilities. The bars of this cage have completely rusted through, and it does not look as if the undead guards are paying you much attention. They seem to be muttering something beneath their breaths, their mouths moving in a constant stream of ominous whispers. Well, we should try to pick the lock. A rusty old lock can't stop you. There's a dull click, and you give the door a gentle push. It opens, but you wince at the loud creak that it its hinges. The sound is certain to draw unwanted attention. One of the undead guards hisses through his teeth. You are unarmed, and you don't stand a chance. Go back to the cage, or we'll put you back in pieces.
Do not waver!
Well, I guess we're punching our way out.
We can do it!
Let's see here. What do we want to do with this one? Let's go ahead and throw a haste because we don't have any of our gear. We do have a blue. Oh, it needs 18s. That sucks.
The light take you!
Endure this!
Minus levels. Jiminy Christmas. Undeath to death. Undeath to death. Come on. Undeath. Why can't I cast this spell? I don't know why it won't let me cast that spell.
Forwards!
It's not letting me cast any spells. Maybe that one required... things, and I don't have things to do. All right, let's... I'm guessing some of these require spell components that I don't have. come on. We're getting our butts handed to us here.
Make every strike count.
They just do so much damage, it's crazy. Oh, this will let me summon something. Guess there's that. And of course, they can't hit either. What the bloody heck? Oh, come on. Even blue is useless.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Bunch of people taking negative levels. This is nuts. And of course he made his save.
This'll leave a bruise.
I only got one of them. That was helpful. Why did I do that before?
We won't falter.
Why does this thing always get to strike back? I hate that.
I will resist.
There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and stop here. We are at that hour mark. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. We have now moved on to the next step. So, as always, leave a like, a comment, subscribe. Those are all appreciated as well. I have been Sir Joseph. As always, you guys have been awesome. Until next time, stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you later.